palpate. A lot on the left, some on the right. So I'm going to pick the left, but this is the juggler. So here's the other one. Juggler tees into subclavian immediately about here. And if you do not get that little half-inch spot, you have a really difficult time mobilizing the juggler throughout. It's as if you have kinks in a hose. If you do not get the end of the hose, you have trouble with the rest. That's true with all of them. Okay, so juggler, subclavian would come before juggler, then the end of juggler, and often you'll feel scarring in that, and it will address that. And then you move through it wherever there's a dysfunction. When you get to the head, this will be later on tomorrow. Technically, the jugglers start. Let me open this up. Technically, the juggler starts right here. On a human, it will begin to go into the head. But on a horse, it stops right here. It technically would begin right here. We think of it as the end of our journey. It's where it starts and receives blood from all over, including the entire left side of the head and the brain. So that's why sometimes if you get hit right there strong enough to begin to back the juggler up, you can cause headaches and ocular pressure and brain dysfunctions all the way back up. Because it's like slightly kinking the hose. If it kinked the hose, the horse would die. But it does occlude it. Now, at this trifurcation or quad, it's really four pretty close together. This branch right here is key to the OA joint. That's the occipital vein. There's an artery here too. Everything's pretty close. And so you can take that right up there and pull that vein out. Of critical importance is that vein will go into a foramen in the atlas, somewhere in this dorsal thing. So you'll find out his is right there. It literally goes in like a screw is what it feels like, and you really need to get it because it really has a lot to do with the atlas mobilization. You okay? All right. So that's occipital. Ear, auricle, auricular aspect. This, it literally right away goes right over and branches. And this is the auricular vein. This is on fire. Horses with ear problems, bridle problems, these two are going to be critical. Then you have your choice whether you want to go down through, they call it the lingual branch, not the maxilla right away. And it comes all the way down like this. And it has branches. If you had a lot of teeth problems, you want to run that. And then this is the maxillary branch right here, and it runs right through here. And some horses you're going to want to see where that goes. Now what's really interesting is what I'm not showing you here, and I will tomorrow. Let me put this back on. There's a Butyl vein complex here, and so you have all this drainage here, and you have all this drainage here. And as the blood vessels come out, they can go up and out, or they can go down and out. There is not always a one-way street. Veins can have two-way streets. And so there's these, you'll see it tomorrow, but these little bulbous areas where there's a lot of collection of blood, and it literally can go any way it wants, right here. But no matter what, it's going to come to here. No matter what, anything in the head is going to, on the left, is going to end up right here in juggler and right here in subclavian before it goes back to heart. That's for sure. So the exact same thing will be on the right. Now what I want to show you about the right, I marked different, is this could have been on the left as well. Easy, easy, easy. Got it? Okay. Here is the, we can go back over? Yes. Here is the right subclavian. Here is the vertebral vein that runs. If you look at it in a textbook, it literally weaves in and out of the transverse side processes of the cervical vertebra. Hence, it's really strong. It's really right next. It's really right next to the spinal cord. It has an incredible ability to hold cervicals. So does the juggler, but the juggler will push or pull. This guy's just going to lock the vertebrae in. So people with really stiff necks, always involved. And it could be an artery too. So it comes off of the subclavian actually a little bit further over. You must get the first tiny bit of it. Pull it up, and go usually every nerve ganglion, and you can pretty much tell where the bad ones are going to be. It too has a hook into the atlas. You okay? Okay. So if I was only interested in this slide, I would be doing juggler first, then vertebrals usually. You could do either one. But I want to drain. Often when you get that spot right there, in most horses, once you get the juggler and you get the end of it or the beginning of it, the horses will unload because the whole cranium, most of the cranial work will be right there in most horses. When you get to that and you really get that, this area, the unloading of the head and the pressure release of the head is the biggest movement you'll do in the head.